You want a size comparison between Naruto's moon and Luffy's fist. To do this, we need to use Luffy's speed from Sabaody Archipelago to Amazon Lily after Kuma repelled him as a base. In the One Piece manga, Nico Robin stated that when Kuma uses his pad cannon, air is repelled at light speed. And when Kuma used this pad cannon to send Luffy from Sabaody Archipelago to Amazon Lily, it would be safe to assume that Luffy was moving at light speed, right? Wrong, because nothing with mass can move at light speed. It is impossible, but this would be a direct contradiction to the other characters that move at light speed like Kizaru and Sanji. With that being said, we can safely assume that when people move at light speed in the One Piece universe, the speed itself reduces the user's mass to zero as a universal constant. And with that, we can safely establish that Luffy was moving at light speed from Sabaody Archipelago to Amazon Lily. And because it took Luffy 3 days to get from Sabaody Archipelago to Amazon Lily, we can calculate the distance between the two locations and see that they aren't that far away from each other in comparison to the size of the planet. And because it took Luffy 3 days to get there, we could confidently calculate the distance between Sabaody Archipelago and Amazon Lily to be 48.3 million miles. Now, if we take the planet and put it into a grid box, we can see that the One Piece world uses 12 complete boxes if we factor in the curvature of the planet within the grids. And if we divide each box into 16 grids, we can see that the distance between two islands takes up 4 boxes, meaning each box covers a total of 12.075 miles, meaning the total box itself covers 193.2 billion miles. And if we take this number and multiply it by 12, which is the total amount of boxes the One Piece planet covers, you'll get the true size of the One Piece world, which is a total of 232 trillion miles in distance. Now, what does this mean for the size of Naruto's moon? It's simple. Naruto's moon size is relevant to our moon size, meaning that you can fit 1.2 octillion Naruto moons inside of the One Piece planet. And if we calculate the scale of the people in the One Piece world in comparison to the scale of our newly calculated moon, we can easily determine that the height of an average person in the One Piece world is around 330,000 miles tall, meaning that a single drop of blood from a One Piece character would drown an entire city's population in Naruto. Meaning that the regular size of a human hand in the One Piece world is bigger than a fucking planet. The Earth size in Naruto is literally the size of a grain of dust in the One Piece world, so the true size of the Naruto moon in comparison to the One Piece world is that Naruto's moon will be molecular compared to the One Piece world. Meaning that everyone in the Naruto verse could attack Luffy at the same time and it would hurt less than a raindrop. Cope harder.